As soon as the announcement was heard around the world of the World Cup being brought to US soil, I think everyone felt this moment of excitement.
Adams, left into here, he goes for, oh, that is absolutely sensational from Tyler Adams.
Golden generation, quote unquote, for US soccer. The pressure starts to build, you have these expectations. For myself, like I've said, I've always tried to stay in the moment. I look at it as a huge opportunity for myself and so many other young Americans. I think the goal in this all is, of course, to win. You know, have something tangible, have a trophy at the end of it. But it's also to inspire the next generation of young kids. My name's Tyler Adams, and this is my diary on ESPN Andscape. Episode 1, let's go. On the way to training. Typical routine, get up around 7:30, unless the kids wake me up earlier. I'm in a good spot. Obviously found consistency so far this season, continuing to work out any kinks that I have in the body, but the goal for me has always obviously been peak performance by the time of the World Cup.
Today was the day, the draw for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. We were waiting for it. The US men's national team, they were drawn in Group D, and just have a look at their opponents.
It's interesting, like, I don't think there's probably ever been a draw where all three teams you've played within the past, 6-7 months. It's such a coincidence that, we've just in the past 2 windows played against Paraguay and Australia, and then potentially Turkey if they go through the qualifying process. There will be expectations because now we've had good results against them that you're supposed to have them at the World Cup, but anyone that's played a World Cup know that it's a completely different ball game. So it's favorable for them as well because they've played against us and know how to make tweaks against us now. So yeah, it will be fun, but a World Cup's a World Cup, man. Excitement all the way around. Some sheep. Say hi to them every morning, feed them on my way to training. It's very different from my drive to training in New York on the highways, but it's nice. Family for me has always been the most important piece of my life. If you ask anybody about me and who I am, they'll always mention that I'm a family first person. Obviously, you have to dedicate so much of your life and make so many sacrifices to what you do to compete at a high level in your professional job and career in sport. But it's not really me who's making the sacrifices. It's my wife, my kids, who I don't always get to be with when I have to travel on the road or go away for games or go back to the States and be with the national team. And I'm very thankful of the people in my inner circle, my parents, my brothers, my wife, my 2 kids. Outside of that, you feel like you don't need anything, and I try to be as present as possible with them and share those important moments with them. I don't take any moment for granted. I'm in a really good space mentally right now. Just coming off having our second kid, it puts a lot of things into perspective. You have a day job of going to compete every single day and be the best athlete you can be, but to find that balance with life and family and my wife and 2 kids now has been amazing this year. So I feel like everything's coming together at the right time as we gear up for a really big year, not only in my career, but the US men's national team career and history as we go to compete in the World Cup in 2026.
Coming into this tournament, there's an expectation that the United States at least gets to the quarterfinal.
I just think back to the 2022 World Cup when I had so many friends and family in the stands in a foreign country that's 13 hours away. To think about what it's going to be like to look into the stands and see so many of my friends and family that might not have been able to make that trip and are now supporting me on US soil. It's like walking out, hearing the anthem, it just gives you goosebumps already sitting here, and I'm not even there yet. It's going to be a different pressure. It's going to be different expectations. We're not 22, 23 anymore. We're now 26, 27. We're at better parts in our careers, more experienced, haven't gone through it before. There's no gimme in the sense that, oh, you get knocked out, it was your first one. You didn't know what to expect. It's like, now it means something. And I think we're building something special. I think we've, had a new manager who's come in, and it's taken us some time to adapt. And I think now we're hitting the ground running. And it's exciting to see everyone come into camp and have the opportunity to represent your country, whether it's for the first time or the 100th time. So the blend between youth and experience is there. And I think we're gonna be, ready to go. It makes me smile just thinking about it because, Gio and Tim, first and foremost, are New York kids. These are kids that I grew up with, competing against, hearing that we were each the next best thing coming out of the area. So for me, those people mean something, very personal to me. They're relationships that I hold, close and dear to my heart because we're not only Americans, but we're from New York. We're playing abroad. We're all going through something similar. Christian and Weston are a year above me, and I had the opportunity to play in the under-17 cycle that went to the World Cup in Chile. And the relationships I formed with both of them was also special because they're not just my teammates, they're some of my best friends now. So I reach out to them for advice on things, and they reach out to me on things, and that's a relationship that we have. And that shows our bond when we play together because we compete for one another. We have each other's backs no matter what. And I feel like that's the US bond of what we have. We're just all going through something similar, maybe at different parts in our lives, but when we share the field together, it's like, we never left. So I think now heading into 2026, we're not more established in the sense that we've done something, but we're more experienced and primed, I think, to make a run. AFC Bournemouth is kind of the small town college football team, so to speak, where it has a good following, has great fans, has the infrastructure, but it's not necessarily on the map yet. And I think, pros and cons to that, right? The pros are you can grow on your own trajectory at the pace that you want, but the cons to that is you're always battling that small club label, which we kind of want to break the barrier on that. And I think that's where we're at right now is, we've exceeded expectations the past couple of years, and now people are starting to say, okay, well, we need to make sure this Bournemouth game that we're playing on the weekend has all eyes and all ears focused and ready to go, because if not, there will be an upset. And I love that underdog feel. I feel like coming from where I came from in New York, I've been an underdog my entire life. There was never the expectation that I was supposed to make it this far, but through great family support and the right coaches, I've been able to do that. So coming here felt like it was the perfect mold for me. Christmas present? Christmas present, what is this? Holy. You can tell I haven't opened many presents lately. Ugh, goal of the month. It's a heavy goal of the month, let me tell you. Thank God. Yeah, we traveled up to play Sunderland, a very tough away game from a newly promoted team that's absolutely flying at the moment in the table. I think I always play on my front foot, just trying to always anticipate what's going to happen next. And in that circumstance, I took a little bit of a gamble that he was going to play the ball where I hoped he would play it, and I was able to intercept it. And as I was dribbling, I thought I was way too far out to shoot from where I was, so I just kept dribbling, and I took a look to my left, and I saw Tab to my left, and I knew he was going to be pissed if I didn't play him the ball, and I didn't end up scoring. So I looked back up again. I was like, the goalkeeper's still running back, so let me have a go. Thankfully, it went in because he would have been in my ear the rest of the game. But yeah, I think it's one of those ones where I'm continuing to try and develop my game and add some things to my game, whether it's assists, goals, having an influence on both ends of the field, being more of a two-way player when I have the opportunity to do while still doing my role at a high level. Yeah, and it was one of those ones that happened to work out.
Some worrying news as it relates to the U.S. men's national team because Manchester United took on Bournemouth today. Tyler Adams had a bit of a collision, went down and ended up hobbling off. You can see him colliding here with Man United's Mateus Cunha. He eventually had to be taken off with just 5 minutes on the clock. Remember, the World Cup is just about 6 months away now, Shaka.
I don't know how you replace Tyler Adams in the US men's national team for what he brings. Tyler Adams is a big miss.